Hi friends, in this video we are going to discuss one more question of residential status of individual. We have already discussed two questions in the previous video.
So, Britley, an Australian cricket player, visit India for 100 days in every financial year. This has been his practice for past 10 financial years. Find out his residential status for the assessment year 2021-22.
So, in this question, Britley, an Australian cricketer, visit India during the 11 previous year and he stays in India for 100 days. And for the past 10 financial years, he visit India and stays India for 100 days every financial year. So, in order to determine the residential status,
first the basic condition is he must stay in India for 182 days or more. Since he stays in India for 100 days, that condition is not satisfied. So, we have to look the second condition. And the second condition is that he must stay in India for 60 days or more during the 11 previous year or a total of 365 days or more during the 4 preceding previous year. So, since he stays in India for 100 days in every financial year, so 100 into 4, 400 days. So, he stayed in India for a total of 400 days during the 4 preceding previous year, which is more than 365 days. So, he is a resident during the current previous year. Now, since he is a resident, we have to identify whether he is a resident, an ordinary resident or resident but not ordinary resident. So, we have to look the additional condition. And the first condition is he is a resident in 2 out of 10 previous year and he stays in India for 730 days or more during the preceding 7 previous year. Both the conditions must be satisfied to become a resident and ordinary resident. So, first of all, we can look whether he has stayed in India for 730 days or more during the 7 preceding year. So, during the 7 preceding year, 100 into 7, he stays in India for only 700 days, which is less than 730 days. So, here he is a resident but not ordinary resident. Now, the second question, would your answer change if the above fact related to Srinath, an Indian citizen who resides in Australia and represents the Australian cricket team?
So, in this question, an Indian citizen who resides outside India visit India during the 11 previous year and he stays in India for 100 days during the current previous year. So, in case of an Indian citizen or person of Indian origin who visit India during the 11 previous year, in order to become a resident, he must stay in India for 182 days or more during the 11 previous year. If his total income does not exceed rupees 15 lakh, excluding the income from foreign source. And if his income exceeds rupees 15 lakh, then two conditions are there. Either he must stay in India for 182 days or more during the 11 previous year or 120 days during the 11 previous year and a total of 365 days during the 4 preceding previous year. So, in order to become a resident, in case of an Indian citizen who visits India during the 11 previous year, at least he must stay in India for 120 days. So, which is the minimum day. So, since he stays in India for only 100 days, which is less than 120 days, in case of his total income exceeds rupees 15 lakh, he is a non-resident. So, here the income does not matter because even if his income exceeds rupees 15 lakh or does not exceed rupees 15 lakh, he does not meet the criteria of staying in India for at least 120 days during the 11 previous year or 182 days during the 11 previous year. So, he is a non-resident. Now, the third case. What would be your answer if Srinath has visited India for 120 days instead of 100 days? So, here the Srinath visit India for 120 days instead of 100 days in this question. So, here the answer will be if the total income excluding the income from foreign source exceeds rupees 15 lakh, then the conditions are he must stay in India for 182 days or more during the 11 previous year or 120 days during the 11 previous year and a total of 365 days during the 4 preceding previous year to become a resident. So, since he stays only for 120 days, the first condition does not apply. So, the second condition, he must stay in India for 120 days or more. Yeah, he stays in India for 120 days. And now we have to look during the 4 preceding previous year whether he stays in India for 365 days or more. since he stays 120 days for the past 10 financial year also, the total days he stays for the 4 preceding previous year will be 120 into 4, which is 480 days, which is of course more than 365 days. So he is a resident. Now we have to look whether he is a resident, an ordinary resident, or resident but not ordinary resident. So here the condition to become a resident and not ordinary resident is that the Indian citizen whose total income exceeds rupees 15 lakh excluding the income from foreign source stays in India for more than 120 days but less than 182 days. In such case, such Indian citizens become a resident but not ordinary resident. So in this case, he stays in India for only 120 days, so which is less than 182 days. So he is a resident but not ordinary resident. So we have discussed one part, that is if his total income exceeds rupees 15 lakh. Now we have to look what if his total income does not exceed rupees 15 lakh. So in case where the total income does not exceed rupees 15 lakh, the condition is he must stay in India for 182 days or more to become a resident. So in this case, he only stays for 120 days and so he is a non-resident. So we have to write both these answers. If his total income exceeds rupees 15 lakh, what happens if his total income does not exceed rupees 15 lakh? In the second question, there is no need to write that because in both the cases, if his income exceeds rupees 15 lakh or does not exceed rupees 15 lakh, in both the cases, Srinath is a non-resident. So we have discussed the residential status of individual. I hope you are thorough with this concept.